Hello and welcome, Sarah. Welcome to Soulful Valley and the Evolving on Purpose authors interviews.
Hi, Katie, and thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be with you today.
You're so welcome. I'm so excited to get to meet you properly. We've tried to do this, but we've had a few technical issues trying to get together, haven't we? Finally, we've made it. So I'm blessed to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was obviously meant to be today.
It was. And that's the way it works out for us, isn't it?
Definitely. Definitely.
There's no point in trying to push against it when it's not meant to be. So, Sarah, you're one of our authors in the book Evolving on Purpose, which is launching around the world on the 22nd of October. How do you feel about that?
Really excited. Sometimes I have to pinch myself and is this really happening? Because it all happened very, very quickly for me. I saw your post beginning of September, I think it was now, and I was immediately attracted to the title of the book. It was just like, oh my goodness, when you're drawn into something.
I do know, because it happens to me with other people's books that I felt the pull as well. And I did it myself a couple of days ago. There was a couple of days left to jump into another book, and I had to. I felt it pulling me from my soul. So how have you written before? Is this your first time in the writing process in a book?
Yes, in a book. Yeah, I've been journaling myself for years and years and years, and always loved creative writing when I was a young girl at school. And this has been on my vision board for very many years already. And it's just like a dream of being an author, and I've been putting that off. And maybe because of what I felt would be overwhelm, I don't really know. But when I saw your opportunity, I was like, that seems a really good sort of step into that activity, being part of this multi-author book.
Yeah. I fully understand that, because it was one of my dreams that I had sitting on the shelf for years as well. And it just did seem too overwhelming. I just thought that I'd have to carve out, all of my time to do something like that. And when I saw the opportunity to step into the book that I did, the first one I did, Intuitive Knowing Good Truth, it was exactly the same. It just made it such an easy process, easy journey. And then it really builds confidence, doesn't it? I'm sure you're going to want to write your own book after this. That's how, I know that this has been my path into being an author for the rest of my life, I feel, because I don't know about you, but I've had a lot of experiences over the years that I think need to be shared. It's time.
Exactly. And when I saw the type of person that you're actually reaching out to for the book as well, I thought now is the time. It really is the time for me to start sharing my story, because I really believe in the power of sharing and caring. That's those are two of my really, strong core values. And just being able to have this opportunity to share a little part of my journey, because obviously in the book I don't go into that much detail, but it's just to tell people how in fact the universe actually put me on the right path for me. I was originally going to call my chapter The Day the Universe Put Me Back on Track, and then I thought, no, that's not the right title, because for me I was on track, because I always believe that things happen to us for a purpose, for a reason.
Yeah.
But it really, really put me on the right path, which led me to becoming an intuitive life transition coach for sensitive and empathic people. That's what I do today. But I've obviously grown into that as well over time, thanks to my, life experiences, training that I've done, and just bringing everything together. So this was now is the time to start getting my message out there too.
Absolutely. I think the perfect time for the world as well, with the chaos that we've had to go through over the last couple of years, and the amount of people whose mental and emotional well-being have been impacted by it all. I think it is time for all of us that have been in this world of healing and coaching and doing the work and evolving on purpose to help other people to find their way. I think it came for a reason at this time. Can you tell us a little bit about your work? How does that look with your clients?
Well, I do it in two different ways. Basically, it's either on a one-to-one basis or in a group setting. And so the approach is more or less the same, but obviously when I do one-to-one work, we go a lot deeper than when we're in a group setting. But basically, I guide people back to the roots of what's holding them back, whether or not they're aware of that, because sometimes we sense that something's not quite right. We can't put a name to it. We can't put our finger on it. So a big part of my sort of guidance, if you like, is to help people actually identify the root of what's holding them back, so that then they can build their future on more solid ground. And I really like what you said just about, you know, people's well-being, and especially mental well-being, because it has really come up to the surface in the past 18 months. I totally agree with you. And a lot of what I do is to help people to find sort of inner harmony and inner clarity when everything outside seems to be total chaos.
Can you share a little bit about your chapter with us?
Sure. Yeah. My life actually sort of stopped back in 2008. My life as I knew it, because I'd been ignoring what my body was talking to me about, was then actually screaming at me about. And so when I actually woke up one day, paralyzed in one leg and I couldn't move, that's when I called my GP, and he said, well, you're going to have to do something about it now. The universe, and he actually said, maybe he didn't say the universe, but that's what he meant. You know, the universe has actually stopped you. You can't physically move anymore, so you can't physically do anything. So maybe now it's your time to really get to the root of what's been going on in your life. So my chapter has led into my coaching. And basically I had a massive, massive slip disc, which was paralyzing my right leg. And all of the diagnosis was leading me down the route of having an operation. And this was something that I was very, very scared about. And I believe it's connected to a past life memory. I haven't yet put my finger on which one, but I'm sure it is, because nothing's happened in this life. But I was absolutely scared to death of having back surgery. I've had other surgery in the past, but this was just a real no-no. So that was the time for me to really reconnect to my intuition, really trust in what my body was telling me to do as well, which was do not have the operation. Obviously, it took me a lot longer to heal physically and also emotionally. But, you know, I came through the other side. And by doing that, it's actually led me to be able to help people to do the same in a different way, because I'm not a GP, but I like to help people reconnect as well to things that have happened to them in the past that maybe they've just put to one side and don't think that is actually sort of influencing their life right now. And so guiding them through that very, very gently, so that they're then able to unpick it all and just realign with who they are and with what their soul's asking them to do as well.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And yeah, we may not be GPs, but there's only so much that a GP can do for any of us, isn't there? And I came to that realization when I became disabled and no medication would work for me. I was intolerant to just about everything, as well as lots of foods. And you come to a point where you need to find your own way, because the answers are not always, they're not there in mainstream medicine. Yeah. So this is another reason that I wanted to get these books out there, to open people up to what is possible, especially if the normal routes are not working for them.
Yeah.
Where can people find you, Sarah?
Well, there are many channels that you can find me on. I've got a YouTube channel, which is called So Free Coaching. You can find me on Instagram at the Freedom to Be You. And I also have a website as well. I don't know if you'll be popping the link underneath the video.
I will pop all of the links into the show notes and the YouTube video.
Okay, and if you're on Facebook, you can also find me there as well, under the name of Sarah Brigid Brown.
What was the website again, just for people who might not get to see the notes?
Okay, so it's www.so-free.life.
Thank you, Sarah. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us today?
Just to let anybody who's either watching this or listening to this know that A, you're not alone. B, there's always somebody out there who's either had the same or a similar experience to you. And C, be brave enough to reach out to people.
That's beautiful advice. Thank you so much. I look forward to the rest of this project with you, and what happens on the other side of the book launch.
Yeah, me too, Katie. Thanks so much.
Bye for now.
Bye.